Welcome to my digital story. I'm going to be telling the story of how I traveled abroad in Europe my junior year of high school. The trip started out really rocky. We were meant to fly out of St. Louis, Missouri on Thursday to go to Paris. However, our flight continued to be delayed because of a storm in the connecting city, and it was not until we were sitting at the airport for over 8 hours that they decided to finally cancel our flight. Everyone went home crying and disappointed. However, our mood slightly shifted when the instructor told us that because of the delay, we would be getting an extra day in Rome. We came back to the airport the next morning and got on the first flight possible to Paris. It was not until we reached down in Paris that it started to feel so real. I was so excited to be going to Europe with some of my best friends, but this would be the first time I would be traveling without my family, which was way out of my comfort zone. The first day in Paris, we were pretty much left to our own devices. Our instructors let us go in groups around Paris on our own to explore. This was amazing because we got to start out with learning the actual culture and seeing the people rather than going straight for the typical tourist attractions. We explored amazing cafes and even got to experience a Paris McDonald's, which surprisingly had the best macaroons I've ever had. The next day was much more touristy. We spent the day at Versailles, which made me realize how much I think I deserved to live in a palace and be a princess. We went to the Louvre, and saw the most beautiful artwork, and went to the Eiffel Tower, where I conquered another fear of going all the way up to the top. My friends convinced me because I wasn't going to go, but I'm so glad I did, because that was the most beautiful view I've ever seen. To this day, Paris is the most beautiful and exquisite cities that I've ever been into, and I can't wait to go back next semester. After reluctantly leaving Paris, we took our bus to Avignon, France. I had very little expectations going into the city because I'd never heard of it before, but it was really beautiful. It gave me a new appreciation for architecture. I went wrong and tripped over a step and severely sprained my ankle, and I refused to go to the hospital, which probably wasn't the best idea because I wanted to keep walking around and exploring the city. And little did I know at the time, but Europe is known for not having a lot of ice on hand, so I had some makeshift ice packs throughout the whole trip. But I was not going to let it ruin my trip, and I continued to walk and catch up with everybody else. We piled into our bus and headed to Nice. It was during this bus ride that one of my teachers finally found me an ice pack, which I realized I desperately needed, since when we arrived in Nice, we were going to climb a beautiful mountain to see the most amazing view of the Mediterranean Sea at the top. It was painful, but for sure worth it. We then went to Florence, which after begging for several hours, our teachers finally agreed to take us to the teen club that night. We had so much fun dancing and singing to American and Italian pop music, doing karaoke with the locals, and finding some interesting cultural aspects of Florence with how they dress, how they talk to each other, and how they dance. The final stop was the long-awaited Rome. I am so glad that we got the extra day in Rome because I did not realize how much there was to see. The most amazing part for me was getting to see the Vatican City and the home of the Pope. It was so busy, so I didn't get to see all the art as closely as I hoped, but it was still beautiful. Their culture is so different than the United States, and the guards even looked like something out of a medieval movie. Overall, this is an experience I'll never forget, even though I almost broke a bone. I will keep the memories and the lessons that I learned with me throughout my college career and can hopefully teach them to somebody else.